Who would win a fight between a chimpanzee and a kangaroo? Although they are completely different and live in different parts of the world, chimpanzees and kangaroos are quite strong for their size. So what do you think would happen if these two animals got into a fight? Let's find out together. The kangaroo is Australia's national emblem, and it may be found on everything from airlines to Olympic basketball teams. Kangaroos are large marsupials that are found only in Australia. Female marsupials have pouches that contain mammary glands, where their young remain until they are old enough to leave. Chimpanzees are large apes that can be found throughout Central and West Africa. They are our closest living relatives, sharing 98.7% of our genetic blueprint. Humans and chimps are thought to have shared a common ancestor 7 to 13 million years ago. Size and description. The red kangaroo is a big animal. Males can reach a body length of 4.6 feet, 1.4 meters, and a weight of about 187 pounds, 85 kilograms. Females have a height of 3.6 feet, 1.1 meters, and a weight of 77.2 pounds, 35 kilograms. Red kangaroos have incredibly long tails that can reach 3 feet, 0.9 meters. Male red kangaroos have short reddish-brown fur that fades below and on their limbs. Their muzzle is square and their ears are long and pointed. Females are smaller than males and have a pale grey coat with a blue tinge, giving them the nickname blue flyers. Females have a pouch on the lower part of their abdomen that they use to carry their babies. The forelimbs of red kangaroos are short and have small claws at the end. The hind limbs of these animals are long and muscular, and they use them to jump. Some jumps can cover a distance of up to 16 feet, 5 meters. The powerful tails of red kangaroos are sometimes used to create a tripod when they stand upright. When standing upright like a human, chimpanzees measure between 3.3 and 5.5 feet, 1 to 1.7 meters tall. They do, however, walk on all fours with their knuckles and feet. Males have a slight advantage over females in terms of size. In the wild, a male can weigh up to 154 pounds, 70 kilograms, whereas a female can only reach about 110 pounds, 50 kilograms. Chimpanzees are large apes with long black hairs sparingly covering their body, except for the palms, faces, and soles of their 2 feet. Depending on the individual's age, the hairless areas of their body are tinted light to dark brown. They have big ears and a thick brow ridge above their eyes. Chimpanzees have excellent vision and are able to see in color. Their fingers are long and their big toe is opposable. Chimpanzees can walk on all fours because their arms are longer than their legs. This is known as knuckle walking. They have 32 teeth, which are quite similar to those of humans. Range and habitat. The red kangaroo is a native of Australia. Apart from Tasmania, they can be found in every state and territory. They prefer to stay in the center of the continent, away from the coasts. The red kangaroo's range has expanded in parallel with human settlements. Dams help them to expand their range into locations where before there was insufficient water. Arid and semi-arid ecosystems such as mulga, mallee and saltbush scrubs, grasslands, forests and deserts are home to red kangaroos. Their preferred habitat is wide land with many trees for shade. Chimpanzees are the most common primate species. They're found across Central Africa. They are native to approximately 21 countries. However, more than 2/3 of the total population lives in just 2 countries, Gabon and the Congo. Given their large geographic distribution, Chimps are found in a variety of habitats. They spend the majority of their time in forested regions, which include high and low elevations, marshes, and rainforests. They live in both undisturbed primary forests and secondary forests that have been totally regrown after being cut down. Moreover, some chimp populations dwell in the arid savanna. They usually reside in groups of 35. Diet. Red kangaroos are herbivores who feed mainly on grasses, but also eat forbs and shrub leaves. When water is scarce, the red kangaroo has the ability to survive. The kangaroo gets their water and nutritional needs from the herbage and foliage they eat. Red kangaroo numbers can suffer during droughts as food supplies decrease. The amount of food is a deciding element in the life cycle of the red kangaroo. Chimps also spend most of their time eating in the trees. Though they favor fruits and plants, they eat a wide variety of foods, including insects, eggs, nuts, and a variety of other items. They eat monkeys, tiny antelope, and even tortoises, which they smash against trees to burst open their shells. Behavior. Red kangaroos congregate in tiny groups of approximately 10 individuals, known as mobs. Females and their young make up the majority of the groups, with 1 or 2 males. Females remain in the mob in which they were born. Occasionally, large groups of these kangaroos, possibly as many as 1,500, cluster where there is abundant feed. They are most active around dusk and at night, resting in the shade during the day. However, they do travel around during the day. They graze for the majority of their active period. When grazing as a group, they are constantly on the lookout for danger and use their feet to warn others. Young joeys will return to their mother's pouch for safety at this sign. Red kangaroos are also adept swimmers and often flee into waterways if threatened by a predator. If pursued into the water, they may use their forepaws to hold the predator underwater so as to drown it. Chimpanzees are very social animals. They are commanded by an alpha male and his coalition of male allies in groups of several dozen animals. Male and female chimps have distinct personalities, with females being more trusting and shy. Grooming is a crucial component of chimps' social lives, as it allows them to bond by removing ticks and filth from each other's bodies. Now it's time for the fight. So let's find out together who would win in a fight between a chimpanzee and a kangaroo. From my point of view, this fight will be quite interesting. As I said before, for their size, these animals are quite strong. Also, kangaroos, like chimpanzees, fight quite often for domination and mating. In terms of size, I think the kangaroo has a small advantage, but it is possible that the two specimens are almost similar in weight and size. I think that way the fight would be fairer. Kangaroos are unexpectedly deadly, with powerful kicking abilities and razor-sharp talons on their feet and hands. Chimpanzees, on the other hand, are twice as powerful as the average man, possess razor-sharp teeth, and possess a high level of intelligence. They are also extremely agile. Because chimps are quite intelligent, I am convinced that a giant male chimp would not take on a large male red kangaroo, simply due to the size mismatch. Because of the size difference, the male kangaroo could outleap and outrun the monkey. Male red kangaroos usually lead predators to water, and once in the water, they drown the predator. The chimp will most likely be eviscerated or disemboweled if the kangaroo attacks first, using its powerful hind legs and long claws. After that, the kangaroo takes off. If the chimp manages to escape the lower leg strike and gets near enough, jaws and chimp rage may cause damage, but I'm not sure how long before the kangaroo starts boxing with its upper legs. They may not be enough to stop the attack of the chimpanzee, but if it begins to struggle and jump, I think the chimpanzee would give up. However, my opinion is that the kangaroo would be favorable in a fight, especially as it is accustomed to fighting other kangaroos one-on-one. Chimpanzees' attitude is also influenced by their families. Despite the fact that chimps are more intelligent and agile, kangaroos' crushing kicks can easily shatter ribs, rupture organs, and even kill. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button. Until next time, farewell.